Questions for all four?
Well, I'd like to start with, gosh, Texas is such a phenomenal team and program, and hats off to them on a great year that I know they went through some ups and downs, but were playing so well at the end. Man, it was a grind. I told the players in the locker room that after the first set, for them to come back and battle, I thought, we felt like we should have won the first set. So for them to have the resiliency and mental aptitude to just be like, okay, it's the next one, I thought really showed what we've talked about this team all year is that they're resilient. A lot of people stepped up. I thought Kendra found a lot of different hitters. Texas, I thought, made some adjustments to slow Norah down, put the huge block in front of her, so then we looked for other options. But I thought Norah and Ava, carried a ton of load front and back row, and then our little freshman really did, I think you noticed the offense at the end, but really what stood out to us was just her blocking. She was up against Skinner a good portion of the time, and obviously Skinner's just a phenomenal player. So really proud of this group, love them a lot, and I'm excited to continue to play.
Questions for the four?
After set one, that was maybe most significant gut punch you guys have taken all year in terms of how in control you seemed and then them just steal it away. What did you tell each other in those little encore huddles as you tried to regroup from set two and get back in the match?
Yeah, I think we really just leaned into that we were right there, and we thought there were some points that we left out on the court. We thought there was a few that we could have been a little bit cleaner on, and so we leaned into that and saying, hey, like, we can grow from this, and we can go out there, and if we just keep punching and keep doing us, then we think good things would happen, and that paid off.
It was very confidence boosting. I mean, I think like blocking is my favorite part of the game, so I think doing something like that with such a high profile player, that really does boost your confidence. But like it like takes a lot of work, and we've been working on it all week, and it's like not even just me, it's everyone, and we've really locked into that this week like a lot. So I think that really paid off. But yeah, confidence boost for sure.
Kendra and Norah, what does it mean to be a part of this group to finally break through and get a win in the second weekend?
It feels so good. I am just so proud of this team, and I'm so proud of how consistently we've worked all year. Like day in and day out, we approach every game the same, and now that we're in like the part of the season where it's like, I always say this wrong, win or go home. I feel like we're still going into every single game with the same mentality, and the consistency and the work ethic of this group and how we love and trust each other, I think is really, really special, and hopefully it'll lead us to a national championship.
You guys were seated higher than them, but you were the big underdogs today. But, there's a lot of teams a lot of people that still just think Texas, Creighton, Creighton. When did you believe that wasn't the case?
We talked about this before the game, actually, because in non-con we were reflecting on how when we went into like Louisville and Nebraska, we kind of were taking the approach of like we're the underdog, like we have pressure's off, like we can just go after it. And I feel like we didn't really respond very well when we viewed it that way. And then that Purdue and KU match, we took the approach of like, okay, we're the better team, like we need to go earn it. And like we expected it to win rather than just like hopes to play really well. And so we kind of talked about that before the game, like we were the higher seed, but nobody wanted or thought that we would win. But we kind of switched it and thought, and we're talking about like we are the better team. Like we have to believe that and just go get it and not play to be the underdog, but play because we know we're the better team.
Coach, can you kind of compare and contrast the psychological approach in facing a two-time reigning champ that, as Norah just said, nobody thought that you would beat versus, likely facing a number one seed in their own building?
Yeah, they may not have noticed it, but we did take a different approach because when we approach a lot of Big East teams, I'm trying to put fear in them of this team. When these things happen, they can beat you, and because I want them to make sure they respect every opponent. This week, I mean, we clearly had the utmost respect for Texas in our prep, but we also tried to point out some areas that we felt like they had some deficiencies, and I think we told them several times they were the better team, that they needed to go get it because they were the better team. Because I think I've made that mistake as a coach of kind of what Norah alluded to of, hey, this is a really good team over there. Let's go out. Let's try our best. Maybe not that bad, but like we're playing on house money type of idea. So we wanted them to know, and we believed it. We knew we were playing. I mean, again, Norah said this yesterday in a press conference, like the margin's so narrow at this point. Anyone can beat anyone. It's who performs on a given day. So we did try to take a different approach for them to know that we thought that they, at their best, were capable of winning this match.
Norah, I had somebody come up to me at the ABCA first serve way back in August, and we were just talking through different players. And you were someone I had seen, but as we talked about different players, he said, really keep an eye on her this year because the numbers might not be as gaudy as a Babcock or a Beeson, but she has one of the best just lunch pail mentalities I've seen over a 4-year career, just in terms of consistency and going to work every day. Can you just speak to where that consistency, and I see your coach, I say that as I see your coach shaking your head.
Lunch
shaking
pail.
your head. Can you just
Consistency
speak
was it?
can you just speak to, can you talk about that? Can you speak to where that consistency comes from?
Yeah, I think it's just the way that this whole team and the coaching staff approaches every single day in practice. We try to treat every single game the same, no matter who we're facing that weekend or the next day. So I think, this group as a whole is just really, really consistent, coming into work every single day with a lot of energy and a lot of grit. And I know I just kind of lean on that. And when other people are consistent, you notice that. So I think that the consistency around me has also shown me that is like I don't know what the right word is. That is a good quality to have. So it makes it easier when the people around you are doing the same thing.
You guys know how hard it is to kind of rise to this occasion. When it can go sideways, it can kind of spiral on you. What do you make of the way Jaya played today? I mean, this is the biggest stage she's ever been in her career, and from point one to the last rally, like she was Big Ten.
She went off. And I think this is a testament to who she is all season. She comes in, she knows her role. And honestly, coming into this game, I think she knew that blocking was going to be a huge part of it. And so she really dug into that. And then she obviously got looks and was demolishing that ball over there. And so it's just so fun to see the joy and just how much growth and just kind of seeing that progression throughout the season and being able to recognize that and just that she has the faith in all of us and that we have the faith in her to go out there and show up in these big moments.
Coach, yesterday you said you wanted this for Kendra and Norah and a lot of the seniors as bad as anyone. What does it mean to you just to see this and be in this moment with them now?
I think it's finally starting to sink in. I was telling them, I think out on the court it was still pretty surreal. You work for a long time for this. We've been visualizing it since the beginning of the year. We do visualization of getting this opportunity. But again, the culture of this team, it's true. They, from 1 to 19, and having our biggest team ever was my biggest concern going into the year because kids, that's too many players on a team, right? And so how do you keep players to still be great teammates? And, I think these guys get the recognition, but sometimes I think the MVPs are the kids that don't get out on the court and are coming every day and being good teammates and are excited to cheer their teammates on because those players, we've got some pretty influential leaders on our team that aren't on the court that have really impacted this team in a positive way.
We have time for one more question.
It seemed like early on, like Texas was winning more of the free ball battle, yes, and then somewhere along the line, early in set 3, you guys just started putting every single one of them away. Was that a conversation at all in any of those huddles, or did you guys start taking advantage of those opportunities more in the match one?
Free ball opportunity, like when they would literally free ball the ball?
Did we send a lot of free balls?
They sent a lot
We
to
don't
you.
normally.
They sent a lot to you, but it felt like they were defending most of those situations, putting away the opportunities they got. It felt like 3. You guys put 2 away in a row, then 3 before it started piling up all the free balls at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, I don't know. I won't even say so much I noticed that as much as I felt the small ball game. Like, we kind of pride ourselves on being scrappy, and I think sometimes in the early sets we were kind of letting those plays, and again, they're crazy plays, they're wild plays, but I think a few of those were going Texas's way, and so I think we really just dug in and said, hey, like, we're just going to go for it. We're going to be stopped. We're going to be loaded. And we're just going to go out there and play with a lot of heart. And I think we kind of saw those points kind of start to go our way towards the end of the match. And I think it just led to us, again, leaning into each other, going after it. And then, again, our bench was doing a great job of helping us kind of look at those things and just being great teammates to us and allowing us to go be ourselves out there.
I think also the first and second set, I don't know if you attacked at all because we weren't getting Kendra on the net, and we were talking about that as passers. And then in the third set, Sid finally passed her free ball on the net, and she took a dump, and I think took a dump.
That's the clip.
Right there. she got a kill, and I feel like after that we were working to get her more on the net, and I think that I could be wrong, but I think that Texas middles were staying on her a little more and opened up some sets for the pins.
We'll wrap up there. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Epic fail.
It's fine.
That's cool.
I'm fine. That's the clip right there, everybody.